going on? It's your boy Sheiv the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. It's time for our Bad Batch Episode 6 preview titled Tribe. Let's get it going. Welcome everybody in the chat. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Tuesday. That's a Bad Batch Tuesday to you. Let's get it going. Let's do it. Let me try that again. Let's do it. Let's go. I'm friggin' hyped for tonight's episode. I hope you guys are too. Welcome into the channel. Happy Tuesday to you. It's your boy Sheiv the Wise. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let's get this thing going though. We're gonna kick it off with our Bad Batch preview. And again, tonight's episode is Tribe. So let's talk about what Tribe could potentially be about. We've already seen all of the Bad Batch trailers, and we've seen, I don't even know how much footage. I really got to go back and look at the trailers, but one of the main things that everybody noticed from the original trailers for the Bad Batch Season 2 was Gungi. Yes, our lovely friend Gungi, who we all know from the Clone Wars, is back for the Bad Batch Season 2. And I think he might be in tonight's episode. Tribe being the title of tonight's episode definitely makes a lot of us think of Kashyyyk, of course, and the Wookiees. Although it also maybe makes you think of the Mandalorians, as they're kind of a tribe too. There's a lot of kind of tribes in Star Wars at times. Heck, the Jedi is kind of like a tribe, I guess. But, you know, there's a lot of tribes, and that's a cool thing Star Wars does with their titles too. There's a lot of times they're double entendres, like we talked about on Star Wars Obsessions channel earlier, if you guys were hanging out with us. And good to see some people in the chat. Sabersmith, welcome in, man. Good to see you. Kylie, good to see you too. Dawn, Aaron Tomato, everybody. Dale, what's up, my guy? He says he sends them to the rescue Gungi from where? From the temple. Ooh. Alright, well, let me know what you guys think down in the chat. If Gungi is in the episode tonight, if we do go to Kashyyyk, if we see our Wookiee friends, is Gungi gonna be on Kashyyyk? Are they gonna rescue him from the temple and bring him to Kashyyyk? I mean, what if Gungi is Tarful's son or something? That'd be crazy. That would be crazy. If Gungi was Tarful's son and he like hires the Bad Batch from Sid or something to go rescue him, that would be mind-boggling. Sheiv, did you do your predictions? Says the Sabersmith. I did do my predictions today. Real quick, everybody, if you do the Star Wars Santa's predictions, the predictions over with Star Wars Santa, love that guy. Star Wars Santa is such a genuinely nice dude. But he has these predictions that he does every week. Your boy's like top 3 right now. Top 3 in the prediction scores at the moment. So hopefully I can win at the end. But if you're doing the predictions for the Bad Batch Season 2, there is a question on there that Santa has where he basically says the Bad Batch visit a new planet for the first time in animation. Santa was trying to say that the way that the question was worded, that because we've seen Kashyyyk in animation, and Kashyyyk is also something that we've seen, it's not a new planet, that it didn't count for the question. And I was like, but the way you have the question worded was that the Bad Batch visit a new planet for the first time. Now, it's possible the Bad Batch have visited Kashyyyk in the unfinished Clone Wars arc that is actually about the Bad Batch on Kashyyyk, which actually takes place before the reign of the Empire. But I'm also interested to see if they, bring any of that stuff from the unfinished Clone Wars arc and then put it in this Bad Batch episode. I definitely think that might happen, and I'm excited to see it. We'll get into that in a moment and talk a little bit about some of the stuff I think we could see on Kashyyyk. But I do think it's possible that we see this Kashyyyk stuff. I don't even know where I was going. Let me just talk about it. I got too focused on the Kashyyyk stuff. Basically, in the unfinished Clone Wars arc that Dave Filoni kind of revealed at Star Wars Celebration about, 4 or 5 years ago, he basically talked about how the Kashyyyk, Wookiees basically had these like spirit tree animals, and they're actually these big like behemoth animals that they would ride into battle against the Separatists in these unfinished, Bad Batch episodes of the Clone Wars. I definitely think this is going to be some of what we see, except it's not going to be the Separatists. I think it's going to be the Empire now. Heck, maybe we even see some droids too, but I think they're going to, it's an unfinished arc, and it's going to be brought into this. And I love that Star Wars does that with a lot of their Legends material too. It's pretty dope. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat, though. Good to see everyone once again. Dale Erdman says, who sends them to rescue Gungi from the temple? That's an excellent question. That is my theory. So I have a theory, if you guys don't know, which I'm sure many of you do. But basically, I think that Grogu might get saved basically by the Bad Batch. I don't even think that he's going to save them at the temple, or they're going to save him at the temple. I think Grogu gets taken by the Empire, actually. I think that he gets taken by the Empire, and I personally think he's going to be brought to Mount Tantus for cloning purposes. Not that he's a clone, but they're going to use his midichlorians in his blood to clone him, which is exactly what the Empire tries to do in The Mandalorian. So I think that the Empire has him at Mount Tantus, and at the end of the season, Bad Batch are going to save Grogu at Mount Tantus. That's a big theory I have, though. We'll see if that ends up happening. Hey, what up, Aaron Tomato? Good to see you. Dale Erdman says they just get him back to his family, back to his tribe. Ooh, that would be cool if this is a Grogu episode and he ends up getting brought back to his tribe. That would be crazy, except he's not even with his tribe in The Mandalorian. But that would be cool, though. Sabersmith says could mean a tribe of clones. Ooh. That would be cool, man. There is a scene that would be hilarious if they're trying to like throw us off with the episode titles. There's a scene in the trailer for the Bad Batch season 2 that looks like they're trying to save a bunch of young clones. That's at least what I thought in one of the trailers. So maybe you're right. Maybe there's like a tribe of young clone troopers that they're gonna end up trying to save. That would be really cool with the Bad Batch to do. Much love, Sabersmith. Good to see you in the chat. Dale Erdman says, I'm gonna retake the lead tonight. No, you won't. I am the Senate. Dawn says, I agree with your take on the question. Which one? Which one? The Sabersmith says, wasn't Quinlan supposed to be there too? Are you talking about the Jedi Temple? Because I believe in Quinlan survived. I don't think he was at the Jedi Temple. I think he was somewhere else. I think that story is actually told in Dark Disciple, maybe. I don't know. I don't know too much about Quinlan Vos, if I'm being honest. I do know, his Clone Wars arcs, that he's, him and Kenobi butt heads, but Kenobi respects him. I know a decent amount of, about Quinlan Vos. Plus, his name, he is involved with the Path. We know that as well. So that's really the extent of what I know about Quinlan Vos. I gotta read Dark Disciple. I've heard that's a really good book. Don says, maybe we'll see many different kinds of tribes. I think so too. In fact, I think that one of the double entendre meanings of this episode is that, yes, we might see a tribe, whether that's clones, Kashyyyk, but I think also Omega's gonna see her tribe within the Bad Batch, that they have their own little tribe going on. And really, this show is kind of about Omega at times, as Star Wars Obsession reminded me. I like that idea that Omega is kind of gonna see the tribe that she has within the Bad Batch. She already does, though. We know that. Oh wait, Clan Skirata? Clan Skirata was a Mando clan of clones? Whoa, that's kind of cool. I didn't even know that, Dawn. That's freaking sick. See, you learn something every day. On Kashyyyk. Wasn't Quinlan supposed to be there too? On Kashyyyk? Huh. See, again, I don't know that much about Quinlan Vos, unfortunately, or about his ending story. Maybe. I mean, there was some leaks out there, I think. I don't know if it was leaks for the Bad Batch or what it was. I haven't been paying attention to leaks for a while, so there might be some other Jedi involved with this episode. I don't know. But I know there's a lot of leaks out there, whether it's Ahsoka, Bad Batch, Mandalorian. There's a lot of leaks out there, so... The unfinished Clone Wars arc of Kashyyyk, I think Quinlan was there too, says Sabersmith. Interesting. What up? Good to see you, Star Wars Politics. I hope you're doing well. So in a little bit, we'll just talk about it now. So the other kind of piece of news going on today was that Jedi Survivor was delayed. It was delayed 6 weeks, so it's not that big of a deal. And the main reason that Jedi Survivor was delayed was because of basically performance. They're just trying to make sure that it is the best possible game that it can be when it releases. They say basically that there were some bug issues that they were trying to patch up. Instead of March 17th being the release date, now it is going to be August 28th. The other cool thing about this release that I try to spin things in a positive way, especially when I love Star Wars. Everything about Star Wars, I just love it, man. So when I saw this news, it was kind of sad because there's a lot of delays going on in the Star Wars world as of the past few years, if you guys haven't noticed. It happens a lot, and I talked about on Star Wars Obsession stream how I'm a little bit tired of it. And it happens so much, it's like, oh. It's okay. It's okay. The other thing about the extra days, the extra 6 weeks, is that the beginning of August is going to be the weekend of Star Wars Celebration over in London. And we're going to be getting so much Star Wars news. There's so much happening in March already within the Mando and the Bad Batch. There's also a Jedi Survivor book titled Jedi Battle Scars that's going to basically take place between Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. So there's a lot of Star Wars content before then, and now we have something to kind of fill the gap between Star Wars Celebration and whatever comes next, whatever comes after Jedi Survivor. Who knows when the release date of Ahsoka is going to be, or any of the other shows. So in a way, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with having a big old panel for Jedi Survivor at Star Wars Celebration. Heck, maybe they're even going to let some fans play it at Star Wars Celebration. So if you're going, keep your eyes out for that, because they have a lot of stuff like that for fans to be able to do. And I think that would be really cool of them to just, let some fans test try it at Star Wars Celebration a little under a month before it releases. Come on, just do it. That would be such a cool experience for the people that get to go to Celebration this year, man. What up, Darth Lance? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Dale Erdman says, Trandoshans have always been enslaving the Wookiees for a while anyway. But they have tanks, which are probably incentives from the Empire. That would be crazy if the Empire sends in the Trandoshans. They're like, yeah, go do your dirty work. That would be great. That would be wild. I do think there is supposed to be maybe some Trandoshans in I hope I'm saying that right. I always feel like I'm not. The Trandoshans have always been enslaving Wookiees. You're right. We see that in the Clone Wars. We see them getting their arms ripped off in the Book of Boba Fett by Black Chrysanthemum, right? They got that rivalry going on, and I think in the unfinished Clone Wars episodes with the Bad Batch on Kashyyyk, I think it was either the Separatists or maybe even Trandoshans that they were going up against, to your point. So maybe instead it's Empire, and they're basically feeding weapons, or the Trandoshans means to destroy the Wookiees. Heck, maybe they just want the Trandoshans to capture the Wookiees so that they can use the Wookiees on the construction of the Death Star. That would be crazy. Star Wars Politics says, did they delay the book too? I'm wondering that myself, my friend. I haven't looked too much into it. I basically just read the little briefing that they had for us on social media, and I haven't looked too much into it. I really hope that the book is still coming out March 7th, I believe. That would be the same week that Mando comes out too, so that'd be awesome. I do think that the book is still slated to come out March 7th, so crossing my fingers, because I'm gonna need those 6 weeks to read the book. I'm a slow reader. Hey, I hope you're doing well. Lance. Don says, hey, 12 need to go over there. Mash that like button. Everybody in the chat, mash that like button. It helps me out. It helps YouTube say, hey, this guy's alright at streaming. Come on, do it. Dale Erdman says, if I wanted to play the game, I'd rather they had it right then, have a bunch. I hear you, Dale. I'm right there with you too. If I wanted to play the game, I'd rather that they basically have a bunch of the bugs and glitches already patched out and not have to deal with that, and make the replay what I just spent 5 hours trying to get through. Yeah, no, I hear you. We all want the game to just turn out right, and I think those 6 extra weeks are really going to help them be able to crunch it out and get it done. Hopefully, there aren't too many. I don't think there will be. It is a next-gen console game, so we'll see what happens. In my experience, I haven't had too many glitches with next-gen console games. They've been pretty great. I mean, God of War is definitely a game that they've been working on for years and everything, but I think this game has definitely been worked on since the basically end of last game. So there's been a lot of time for them to work on this game. I think it's going to be pretty much perfect when it comes out. They're probably fixing a couple combat mechanics and different things like that. I don't think it's too many actual like visual issues. They're just trying to break out the kinks. There's supposed to be a lot of different forms and lightsaber battling stances and styles, I guess, in this game. So I'd imagine there's a few kinks, plus all the extra stuff that Cal Kestis is going to be able to do in this game as well. It's super exciting to me. Even if there is a 6-week delay, I cannot wait for it, man. I really cannot wait for it. As far as Cal Kestis potentially being in live action, because a lot of people have been talking about him maybe being in Mandalorian or something soon. I remember Cameron Monaghan basically said that he's not going to see him in live action, or we're not going to see him in live action until after his games are done. And I think there's still more story to tell with Cal Kestis, even after this Jedi Survivor game. I think there's going to be a third game, and then I think we may see him in live action. Plus, this move of Jedi Survivor to six more weeks to August 28th. It kind of means that, yeah, we're not going to get any kind of crossover there, if you guys were maybe hoping for that. Kylie says, do you think that they could put it on PS4 too? Interesting. That is something that I thought over on Star Wars Obsessions channel. I was like, maybe they're using these extra 6 weeks to potentially, make the game compatible for more than just the next gen consoles. Because right now it's set to release on PS5 and I believe, is it Xbox One? I'm not an Xbox guy. I'm sorry. So PS5 and Xbox One, I think. Maybe there's a newer one. PS5 though, and all the next gen consoles, I think it's going to be on for PC in like maybe 6 months after. I don't think it's too long after, but I do know it's next gen console exclusive right now. And I think maybe they're worried that not enough people have next gen consoles, and if they want to sell more games, you gotta make it compatible for PS4 and Xbox One. Switch version, please, says Jedi Mike. I don't think there's going to be a Switch version. I mean, if there was a Switch version, it would probably be a little bit different. There is, for the Force Unleashed games, because there are Force Unleashed versions of the games available for Switch, they're actually quite a bit different than the ones you play on PlayStation. So if there is a Switch version at some point for Jedi Survivor, which I highly kind of doubt, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a little bit different. just slightly. Alright, where are we in the chat? There's one more game, I think, says Sabersmith. I think there was supposed to be as well. So there should be a third installment of the Jedi franchise. That should be excellent. Dailerman says, I'm tired. I think I dozed off for about 10 minutes earlier today, but no proper naps. Me neither, man. I got my coffee today. So we're going to be streaming all night. I mean, I just did 2 hours over on the Star Wars Obsession, so when we're done with this stream, if you guys want to see more, go check him out too. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers. Go help out Star Wars Obsession. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more streaming tonight. Also, we're going to be doing a watch party for Bad Batch episode 6 Tribe later tonight, and we'll dive back into that here in a second. But for Bad Batch episode 6, we're going to be doing our watch party later tonight around 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Adjust accordingly for your part of the world, whatever time zone you're in. But yeah, 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight, just before the episode releases at midnight. I'll see you guys there. It's going to be a fun time. But let's get back into the Bad Batch, since we talked about Jedi Survivor. So, for the Bad Batch tonight, I have some questions for you guys in the chat that have been on my mind for quite some time, and I maybe have even talked to you guys about this, but I'm wondering if we do see Gungi tonight, if we go to Kashyyyk, if we see Gungi, is it possible we could see Gungi's friends from the Gathering episode in Jedi, or in Star Wars The Clone Wars, in Jedi The Clone Wars? Could we see that though? Could we see any of Gungi's friends? Could we see other Jedi? Could we see Quinlan Vos? I mean, I genuinely don't know. I was wondering earlier today though, could we see his friends from the Gathering? And I probably don't think that we will. I think that there was enough time between those episodes and whenever Order 66 occurred that Gungi was probably separated from that group basically, and has his own master at this point. If his master is still alive, it would be so cool to see whoever that is. I was thinking about it earlier today. Who could his master be? There's a Wookiee in the High Republic era named Buryaga, and he's one of the fandom's like favorite Wookiees outside of Chewbacca and now Black Chrysanthemum and Gungi. Everybody's favorite Wookiee in the fandom is Buryaga. Buryaga's awesome from the High Republic. There's a portion of some of the books, I believe, that are kind of from his perspective. At least in Light of the Jedi, there is a portion. And it's just such a cool perspective, seeing things from a Wookiee's point of view. But Buryaga is from the High Republic era, and I was thinking about it today. Wookiees live up to like 400 to 600 years old. Maybe Buryaga is still around and he's the master of Gungi. That would be so cool. But he probably died during the High Republic era, tragically, because everybody dies in the High Republic except Yoda. Baymax says, will Boss be one of the Trandoshans? Yo, that would be so cool. If there is going to be Trandoshans in tonight's episode, that would make so much sense for Boss to be like that. Could maybe even be how he kind of makes his name as a bounty hunter, being a bounty hunter that takes down Wookiees or captures Wookiees for the Empire to use in their enslaved army to create the Death Star. It'd be awesome, but also terrifying. Love it. What's up, Baymax? Good to see you in the chat, my man. Ruthless aggression. I don't even see you in the chat, but hello there. Jedi Mike says, 1 month till Mando 3 premiere watch party. Let's go. Yup. Tonight is going to be February 1st when the episode drops. And we are 1 month away from Mando. It's also my birthday month. So happy birthday to all you February babies out there. Saw this thing the other day that said the rarest month to be born in is February, and it makes sense because it's only 28 days, or I guess sometimes 29. But yeah, February is the rarest month to be born in. So if you are born in February. You're a little special. Baymax says Chewie was the original mod in Shadows of the Empire, proper cyberpunk. Happy early birthday, says Kylie. Thank you. It's snowing outside. Yo, Elias, I hope you're doing well. Stay warm. Stay warm. Good to see you in the chat. The rarest goat. Counting down the days till Mando gets... Glad February is a short month. You said it, MCOG. Let's go. February is going to blow by. It's going to be Valentine's Day. Everybody's going to be, alone. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, dude, good thing February is a short month, because next thing you know, Mando's going to be here. Alright, so with tonight's episode, let's talk a little bit more. Let me know again if you guys down in the chat, do you think that we could see any of the other Jedi from the Clone Wars episodes that Gungi is in, if we do see Gungi tonight? Cal needs a new poncho, says the Sabersmith. He probably does. I think a whole new, it'd be cool to be able to customize his look and change it a little bit more than you can. I mean, we do the ponchos, the little, and it's just, I want more. Sabersmith says, I wonder if the episode leads into a two-parter next week. Thanks for reminding me. Shout out to my boy Tim. Much love to you, my man, if you end up watching this, brother. Hope you're doing well. Tim reminded me earlier too that there is a two-part episode next week, and thank you as well, Sabersmith. Next week we get episode 7 and episode 8. I believe one of those episodes is titled Clone Conspiracy. Good. Execute Order 66. I can't wait to get into that one, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit more next week. But I do think that it's going to lead to the clone uprising. So if you guys do want to see my take on that, be sure to subscribe to the channel and check out next week what we think next week's episodes will be for episode 7 and 8. And again, it will be a two-parter, so we'll be up a little bit longer next week. It'll be a fun night. Crosshair reappears in tonight's episode. That would be pretty cool. I hope I don't blow out your guys' ears. I think that could be possible. Maybe Crosshairs ends up going to Kashyyyk and trying to take out the Wookiees or enslave Wookiees too. I kind of agree with you guys now that I think it could be Trandoshans. That would be a great prediction for Star Wars Santa's prediction sheets. So maybe Crosshair appears, but I kind of don't think so. Super Bowl coming out this February. Yes, it is. Although I'm not too happy with the outcome of last week. Well, I don't want to get into that. It's a sad thing for me. It's a very sad thing for me. Go Patrick Mahomes. Go Chiefs. Daleman says, can you imagine being born February 29th? You'd still be 5 years old and have a beard. Yo, I can't. It would be great. You would never have a birthday. It'd be, five birthdays in 20 years. That would actually be, I guess that would be 5. Yeah, 5 birthdays when you're 20 years old. Bring on the clone uprising. Do it. Jedi Mike says clone conspiracy theory is a replacement program. Maybe, dude. That could be. We did see in, I believe it was episode 3 when we followed Crosshair. We heard about the defense recruitment program. If that bill passes, what do you think happens to the clones? Uh-oh. Yeah. Doesn't sound good to me. Bring it on. Exactly. Jedi Mike says Grammy Awards this Sunday is my sports ball game day event. To be honest, me and Bob Marley from February 6th. Hey, shout out to you, Jedi Mike, and happy early birthday. That's the day before my mom's birthday, which is February 7th. And for being the rarest month, my brother is born February 4th. So happy early birthday again to all you February birthdays out there. Baymax says, I want a clone uprising bad, but I don't know if it's coming. You'd think some of the peeps who've seen the screeners would have been hyping it more if something that massive happens. I mean, those are the Disney shows. No, I'm just kidding. No, maybe, because if I'm being honest, I've always thought that the Bad Batch is a 3 to 5 season show. I thought going into the Bad Batch, this show's gonna be like 5 seasons. I hope so, because I mean, I'm a huge Rebels fan. I'm the biggest Rebels stan there is. And look at me, I'm wearing a Bad Batch jacket. I love the Bad Batch. Clone Force 99. I love it. I love the Bad Batch. I started the channel with the Bad Batch. I love it. I think it's going to be 5 seasons. It'll probably be 3. But even if it's 3 seasons, why rush the Clone Uprising? You know what I mean? So if it doesn't happen this season, it's coming. I still think it's coming. I think it's coming. It's been set up throughout the entire show so far. If it doesn't happen in the mid-season part of this show, which I think it will. I've been saying that since the beginning of the season. If it doesn't happen mid-season, some sort of mini clone uprising, it's going to happen in season 3 or season 4 or season 5. I mean, this story is literally the story of the beginning of the Empire. The story of what happens to the clones. From the perspective of the craziest bunch of clones we've ever seen. You know what I mean? This is the story of what happens to them. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to find out what happens to the clones. And I think there's going to be some sort of uprising along the way. Maybe there won't, because the Empire is just that massive. But I mean, the Bad Batch are notoriously dudes that are a group of 5 guys. I guess 5 guys and a gal now. Four guys and a gal. That take on entire armies. You know what I mean? Like, there used to be games called Army of Two, where it's literally like a 2-player game where you literally take on armies of people. That's what the Bad Batch is. They're a group of 5 people that just take on entire armies. So even if there's not a full-on clone rebellion, the Bad Batch are rebelling every day against the Empire at this point. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, they are their own little clone rebellion. Kylie says, do you think that we could see Rex in this episode? Yes, probably not. So the biggest question to me going into tonight's episode, and let me know what you guys think down in the chat. Do you think, like, how do you think that the Bad Batch is going to get involved with Kashyyyk, if that's where this episode goes, right? Like, how are they going to get dragged into this mess with Kashyyyk? I heard some people earlier speculating maybe Gungi is at the temple and the Bad Batch have to rescue him from the temple. Although we've seen, you know, there's some scenes where it looks like Gungi's maybe in like a temple or a room. And then we see, you know, I think we see the forest of Kashyyyk, if I'm not mistaken. So are we going to see him on Kashyyyk? Is he going to get rescued from the temple and brought to Kashyyyk? Is this episode going to be the start of more of like a 3-part mid-season finale? That would be so cool if tonight's episode just kind of kicks off that 2-parter finale, but it's kind of a 3rd part of it. I don't know. I think that we definitely are going to see Kashyyyk though. And as far as Rex, maybe he's the one that calls the Bad Batch to go to Kashyyyk, but I don't really know why Rex would be involved with Kashyyyk. Maybe he's just trying to help out the rebellion or something. But maybe at the end of the episode, after they help out Kashyyyk or they rescue Gungi or whatever the episode is about, maybe at the end of the episode we get a call from Rex that does kick off that 2-part finale of next week, or that 2-part mid-season finale, or maybe even the Clone Rebellion. I want to see some proper clone army versus imp stormtroopers. Me too, man. I would love to see a little group of clone soldiers, a mini 501st, if you will, of some of the greatest clones we've ever seen, being Cody, Rex, you know, maybe even Crosshair ends up joining them in the mid-season. That would be crazy. Or starting to realize in this mid-season finale when they do this mini clone rebellion, the Empire doesn't care about the clones, and they don't care about me. And he'll finally snap and realize I belong with the Bad Batch. You know what I mean? Like, that would be cool. Maybe Rex sends them instead of Sid. That's what I'm wondering too, Sabersmith. So really, I think that Sid will be the one to send the Bad Batch to Kashyyyk, or tell them to rescue Gungi, or whatever the case might be. I think Sid will be the one to do it, if I'm being honest. But Rex doing it would be awesome. Daleman says, I think Rex is only in a couple of episodes, but I think if it's Rex who's working with Bail, who requests to find someone to get some younglings out of the temple. That would be super cool. That would be super cool. I mean, that would be ballsy. That'd be awesome. Rex as a fulcrum? Do it. That would be freaking cool, Jedi Mike. Dale says, I heard Rex and Crosshair are only in 2 episodes each. What? I kind of doubt that. I highly doubt that Crosshair's only in 2 episodes. Maybe, either way this season's going, but I doubt that. I mean, hey man, I've always thought the Bad Batch could be 3 to 5 seasons. Maybe half of this season is going to be, you know, Adventure of the Week kind of stuff. Because that's, you know, that's part of being the Bad Batch. It's having fun. Sid is Trandoshan. My guess is she sends the Bad Batch to Kashyyyk to help out other Trandoshans. Then they see what's happening versus the Wookiees and Gungi and choose sides, pitching them against Sid. Whoa! That would be crazy, Baymax. That would be crazy. Damn, that just blew my mind a little bit. That could definitely be a great way for them to kind of tie in the Bad Batch to what's going on Kashyyyk. That would make a lot of sense. For some reason, the Trandoshan Sid thing didn't even connect to my mind, because I wasn't even remembering the Trandoshans being part of the Kashyyyk arc. That is a really good theory, Don. That is an excellent theory that Baymax just had. Sabersmith says, my students are really upset about Crosshair not being in more episodes. He should be in more. I really like seeing stuff from his perspective, especially in this season, after everything that's happened. Just seeing him in that one episode, that was the strongest episode of the season, by far. It was definitely the best episode so far. That'll be the reason why Sid betrays them. She'll grass them up to the imps. I'm whistling a lot this stream, but damn. Yeah. I mean, I've been thinking Sid could betray them for a long time, and her real connection to them is through Omega. You know, and that would be messed up, man. That would be messed up. Sid does seem like the one to watch her own back, you know, and she told them, you know, when the Empire comes looking, you guys can't kind of be here, and, you know, we got to make enough money to go get out of here, basically. And when it comes down to it, she's going to turn them into the Empire if the Empire comes knocking. You know what I mean? It's going to be a bad show. It's not going to be good. I agree with you guys. I think that's definitely going to probably happen. That could... Whew. Mandalorian Martin, what up? He says Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2 does sound kind of fun. My PlayStation's not here right now. I would love to play some, though. Well, I gotta fix my predictions. Thanks, Baymax. Yeah, dude, what the heck? I know you're friends with Santa and Jason and Meg and all of them. If you know the leaks, I'm gonna be upset at you. Not really. If that's actually what happens, I'm down. I'm in. If the Bad Batch screw up the Trandoshan operation on Kashyyyk, then Boaskin's gonna be pissed at her looking back. They not been leaking Bad Batch. I didn't think so. Bad Batch is harder to spoil and leak because of the fact that it is on the animated side of things. That's why, anytime there's animated shows, part of me gets even more excited because it's not leaked. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's coming next. Where were we? Alright, so with the Bad Batch tonight, and just in general. Earlier when I was on Star Wars Obsession stream, we were talking about Plan 99, the final episode title of the season, and something that fans have been speculating about since that episode title was revealed. What is Plan 99? A lot of people think it's some sort of plan to take out the Bad Batch from the Empire, and it sparked in my brain today. What if it's a plan to infiltrate Mount Tantus and rescue a little green friend, Grogu? Well, the episode before that is titled The Summit, and it is going to be a 2-part finale. Like next week's going to be a 2-part mid-season finale. So what if The Summit is the title of the episode where they go to Mount Tantus, or find out about Mount Tantus? They go to the cloning facility on Mount Tantus, and Plan 99 is the plan to rescue Grogu. Mike, here, you should just like grab my mic. Mic drop. I think that would be so cool. I'm shocked there's not been full leaks for the whole 14 episodes as Baymax. That is true because the episodes were released to a bunch of people, but that's why I'm saying there easily could be something like a Clone Rebellion. Again, those are the Disney shows. No, no, for real though. I mean, they send them to people that aren't gonna spoil it. You know what I mean? That's kind of the thing. If you're nice, they'll be nice to you. You know? Plus, there might be some kind of NDAs involved. I don't know. I don't think you just get those episodes and they're like, do it. I know that sometimes they maybe do that. Where are we? Dale Erman says, me too. IGN is one I know that got to review it too. Yeah, IGN did get to review the first 14 episodes, and that is the cool thing, that episodes 15 and 16 were not revealed to anyone yet. So those will be fresh for us, and that's why I think it could be Grogu. Corey Van Dyke did a tweet earlier that Clone Wars fans are going to be happy. Yes, Corey Van Dyke, I forget what Star Wars podcast they used to do, but Corey Van Dyke on Twitter he had access to those first 14 episodes. He was also in the Kenobi show in the background, which is so cool that Star Wars does that for fans. And Corey Van Dyke actually saw the episodes and said that it will be a big payoff tonight for Clone Wars fans, and then we will be very satisfied, basically. So yes, he did say that earlier tonight. I saw that tweet, Sabersmith, and I can't wait for him, man. It's gonna be Gungi. It's gotta be Gungi. Come on, Gungi, man. I can't wait. Kendall says, what up? Yo, what up, my guy? Hope you're doing well, Sensei. Good to see you in the chat, Master Kunch. Dale Erman says, yeah, KRT. Yes, Kessel Run Transmission. That's right, Dale. Yeah, I used to check them out. They had a good show. Baymax says, maybe we do get the list Kashyyyk's Clone Wars. Maybe we do get the list Kashyyyk Clone Wars episode. You talking about the unfinished one? Yeah, maybe we do. Maybe we do get it straight up. But obviously, there's going to be slight changes. It was an unfinished episode, so now it's finished. It could be the same with the Trandoshans and all. You know what I mean? Yes, the lost Kashyyyk Clone Wars episode. We're finally getting it. That I do think it is. Maybe it's again part of like a 3-part finale, mid-season finale here. Maybe this first episode, the Bad Batch, like you guys were predicting, go to the Jedi Temple, getting hired by Sid. If it's not the Trandoshan thing where they're hired by the Trandoshans to help capture Wookiees, maybe it's the rescue of Gungi from the Jedi Temple and bringing him back. Like I was saying, maybe Tarful is the father of Gungi, and he hires the Bad Batch to bring him back. That would be so cool. That would be so cool. Baymax says there's also the shot of the Wookiees riding those massive beasts. Yes, I talked about that earlier in the stream. There were like concept art for these big, massive, like Kashyyyk spirit animals. I don't know how else to describe them. they're a sight that hopefully we see tonight. And basically the Wookiees had like a deep connection to these things, a deep like force kind of connection with them. And they, I believe, rode them into battle against the Separatists or against the Trandoshans. I mean, so Ryan Sewell, thank you for the subscription, my man. I appreciate it. We're trying to get to 4,000 subs this year. I think that was the goal. But thank you for the subscription, my man. Much love to you. Where were we in the chat? Dale says I gotta jump in the shower and wake up between the show, the Bad Batch. Dude, I feel you. Last week I fell asleep. Yeah, the elephant in the room tonight. Last week I did a 2-hour stream over at the Star Wars Obsession. And then shout out to my homie Maria in the Discord. She's basically, she's doing this crazy fan film. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about it. She's doing this crazy fan film. And she showed me a little bit of it. Just like a little bit of it. Oh man, I wish I could do that. I can't wait to see Maria's fan film, but she spent like 45 minutes breaking it down for me, telling me all the stuff she was gonna do. Oh man, it was so cool. But basically between that 2-hour stream, no caffeine, and getting my mind blown by Maria, I ended up falling asleep at like 10:30. So I'm sorry everybody for not being there last week to do a watch party. Thanks to everybody that came out last Wednesday when we ended up watching it that day anyway. I'm sorry. I'm tired lately. I've been doing a lot. Sabersmiths, they look awesome. I want an action figure. Me too, man. I assume you're talking about the crazy Kashyyyk spirit animals. They're freaking cool. I can't wait to see them, hopefully. Jedi Mike says, we know Maria. She's dope and wouldn't mind. She's definitely dope. She's definitely dope. Anakin Skywalker says, Vader's Lair. Here's a link to Lego Indiana Jones. I used to love those games. Like a Bantha? I mean, like their versions of Banthas. There's also a shot of the Wookiees riding those massive... But yeah. Those are like their versions of Banthas. They're big spirit animal things. I guess that's a good compare. Imagine a Wookiee Bantha. There you go. Or a Kashyyyk Bantha. That's what the spirit animals look like. It's like a Bantha. Like a Bantha. Alright, Baymax says, fans of Rebels and specifically the Ghost gonna be happy come Celebration. Oh, you're talking about the HasLab thing or the Hasbro thing, right? Yeah, dude. We will. We will. Either way, if you're a Rebels fan, things are about to get lit. It's about to get lit. It's about to be a fun year, man. I'm the biggest... I freaking love Rebels, man. I'm the biggest Rebels simp there is. Rebels is my comfort show. I know Sabersmith, he said that the other night too. During some of my roughest moments in life, Rebels has lifted me up. Lifted me out of the depths of the dark side. Yeah, Rebels is the best, man. I've seen that show like 6 times. So if you're a Rebels fan of... Yeah, Sabine Simp-Alert is right. I can't wait to see Natasha Liu Bordito play her. She's going to do awesome. Ahsoka teaser. Well, we could kind of talk about the last bit of Star Wars news here. There is supposed to be there's basically some updates with Star Wars Celebration, and along with the Jedi Survivor delay, which means that we'll probably get a Jedi Survivor panel at Star Wars Celebration. That'll be a fun panel. Hayden Christensen is supposed to be at Star Wars Celebration. And yes, he did have a big 2021 coming back in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. But I think it's to promote Ahsoka. And I can't wait to see that. Katie Sackhoff is also supposed to be there. And if I understand correctly, Celebration is going to be the week of some of the last 3 or 4 episodes of Mando. The back half of Mando. I mean, she could become the Mandalore. And it would be so cool to see Katie Sackhoff and Pedro Pascal and everybody. Because I imagine Pedro should be there too, with the Mandalorian airing. I don't know if... I guess... Has Pedro been to Celebration? I don't think he has. He has. When Mando was announced. He was at Celebration when Mando was announced. So this will be, I think, Pedro's first celebration since Mando started. So that, I mean, Pedro will definitely be seeing the love of the fans. And if he's there, he'll have a blast out in London. You know what I mean? I still cry on rewatch of Rebels. Me too, Sabersmith. Me freaking too. The last 4 episodes I put on repeat. And I don't know why. It's like torture. Sabersmith says, and Chopper, don't forget about our favorite murder droid. Chopper's probably my favorite droid. And yes, he is our favorite little murder droid. Very hyped for Ahsoka, says Lance. So that's really why I brought up Ahsoka, or Celebration again. Hayden Christensen will be there. I think they're going to be promoting Ahsoka big time. I think we're going to get our first Ahsoka trailer. There's definitely going to be an Ahsoka panel. Who knows what other kind of Ahsoka things are going to happen, because this is going to be like the year of Ahsoka. I mean, we just ended last year with the Tales of the Jedi, getting 3 episodes of Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka's going to be in The Mandalorian, maybe. Cross my fingers. I think it'll happen. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if Ahsoka shows up in the Bad Batch. Heck, it would be cool if Ahsoka ended up showing up in this episode. I was rewatching Tales of the Jedi the other day. And I had this theory that I think Ahsoka is going to be in the Bad Batch. It just, she stays out of the war, or, the fight against the Empire for about a year, I think, before she starts contacting Bail Organa in the novels. Or at least the Ahsoka novel. I was watching Tales of the Jedi the other night, just because I wanted to see how it played out. And also because Tales of the Jedi is freaking awesome. But I'm watching the last episode where she ends up fighting the Inquisitor, and the part with Bail Organa, she basically gets, she sees Bail at Padme's funeral, and he tells her, call me anytime you need help. She ends up having the whole thing go down with the Inquisitor. And who does she call? Bail Organa. And how does the Tales of the Jedi end? With Bail telling her, are you sure you're not ready to come back into the fight? And it ends with her smiling and basically saying, yes, I'm ready to fight. She says that. She literally says that in Tales of the Jedi. The reason Tales of the Jedi came out before the Bad Batch, and they pushed the Bad Batch back, was to say that Ahsoka's coming into the fight. Please put Ahsoka in the Bad Batch. Come on. It'll be so cool. I think it'll happen. I think Ahsoka's going to be in the Bad Batch season 2. Don says he was at Celebration in April 2022. He was there. Hayden, wait. Are you talking about Pedro? Oh, you're right. Pedro was there. Darn. You know why I didn't see him? Because the panel that he was at was only on the first day. And he didn't do any signings. he was a surprise at the panel to reveal the trailer for Mandalorian 3 and the very first panel that I was supposed to be at and missed. So while we're on the topic of Star Wars Celebration, if you're lucky enough to go this year, first of all, have a blast. Have a good time. Let the Force guide you. Don't be upset if you miss anything that you want to see. It's going to happen. There's so much happening at Star Wars Celebration. There's like 1,000 panels. You know what I mean? There's so much going on. So many different things. Heck, a lot of the stuff is sometimes even happening on like this stage that's just in the middle of everything. So you're going to miss some stuff if you're there at Star Wars Celebration. Just have a good time. Soak it all in. Enjoy the heck out of it, man. I definitely did. Star Wars Celebration in 2022 was one of the highlights of the year for me. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to make it this year just because it is out in London and I'm not made of money. It's not going to happen. The tickets like were on resale and it was like £650, or I think it's pounds in Britain, right? Is it euro? No, it's pounds. But it was like £650 for a ticket, 2 tickets for each day, you know, because I would go with my girlfriend. So it was pricey. It was pricey. Hey, much love, OG. Thank you for stopping by in the chat. Good to see you, my friend. We're gonna get on out of here in the next 2.5 minutes anyway. So you guys have any last questions or predictions for the Bad Batch episode 6 titled Tribe, make sure to throw them down into the chat. If you're watching on the replay and you haven't seen the episode yet, because I mean it comes out in a little under 2 hours, make sure to put your comment and say what you think is going to happen in the episode. Much love though, OG, and I will see you later, my friend. Suru, good to see you in the chat. I live in London. Dude, I hope you can make it to Star Wars Celebration if you didn't get tickets. Think they're on sale. Again, it might be pricey, but you do live in London. I think you got your living situation figured out. You can probably find your way there if you get some tickets. You know what I mean? Try to make it, Suru. If you're going and you already got your tickets, have a blast, man. Have a blast. Do some research. I'll maybe even do a stream about what to expect for Star Wars Celebration and kind of run down all the things that are probably going to happen when we get closer to that point, and also what to expect if you're actually going. So again, just if you're new to the channel and you're going to Star Wars Celebration, just subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be, telling you what to expect when you get to that point. Dale Erdman says, yep, I was just going to say 2 hours when I said something about the show. Little under 2 hours. Dale Erdman says, when does the Ahsoka series start? The end of the Clone Wars or after the Bad Batch starts around this time? I think the Ahsoka series starts at the end of Rebels, if I'm being honest. One of the few images revealed in the Ahsoka panel from Star Wars Celebration last year, or just the Ahsoka show from that first panel that I missed, was a picture of live action Sabine Wren looking at that final painting in Star Wars Rebels as Ahsoka kind of comes down. We only see the back of Sabine's head and the mural of our favorite Ghost Crew, but we do see Sabine in that painting, and I think that's going to be the first thing we see in the Ahsoka show. I think that's going to be how it starts, is her coming to pick up Sabine Wren. And what a beautiful way for it to start, man. It's just a sequel to Rebels. Come on. It's going to be awesome. Sabine Wren! You said it, Saru. Alright. I will see you guys in about an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to get on out of here, but we do have our watch party at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're probably going to do a little rundown at the beginning, talking about what to expect before the episode titled Tribe, Episode 6 of Star Wars The Bad Batch. But if you guys want to be there, we are going to be starting at 11:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. About an hour and 14 minutes. That's also 2:30 a.m. Eastern Time. depending on where you are, adjust accordingly. But I will see you guys there. Thank you all for hanging out with us in the chat. I will see you in a few. Make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And a big welcome to you. I hope you enjoyed this little podcast, whatever you want to call it. And I will see you guys in an hour. Peace. And have a great rest of your night if I don't see you there. Much love. Me too. My brain is forever scrambled by Dave Filoni. He just blows my mind every time. You guy's a genius. Forgot to say, may the force be with you always.